that going around. It's almost impossible to talk about Trump without talking about the controversies,
Right.
all the accusations of misinformation, the, well, the divisive rhetoric.
Yeah.
I mean, we found examples everywhere.
But the important thing, I think, isn't just listing all the controversies, it's trying to understand what caused them.
Okay.
What we see in the research suggests that whether he meant to or not, some of the things he said, they tapped into these existing anxieties that people already had, these resentments.
Interesting.
And that really resonated with a certain group of voters, people who felt ignored, like the political establishment wasn't listening to him.
That brings us to the 2020 election and, well, the attack on the Capitol on January 6th.
Right.
The sources paint a really stark picture of how all those pre-existing anxieties and resentments, plus all the misinformation flying around, well, it kind of boiled over that day.
That was a turning point for sure, a really significant moment in American history. It showed just how fragile our democratic institutions really are and really made people question the role of political rhetoric in, well, inciting violence.
Heavy stuff. And then, just when you think the story's over, he pulls off this incredible comeback and wins in 2024. A second act for a former president who lost an election. Has that ever happened before?
Not really, and it tells us that his brand of populism still has a strong hold on a good chunk of the voters.
So after all that, we come back to that question we started with. Why is Trump's legacy so hotly debated?
It's because he embodies these completely opposite stories. For some folks, he's a hero, someone who shook things up and gave a voice to the voiceless.
Right.
But for others, he's dangerous. He's a threat to democracy itself, a source of all this division and distrust.
It's like we're looking through two different lenses.
hmm
So what does it all mean?
I think it makes us ask some tough questions about what we really want in a leader. What's the role of truth in this digital age where, everyone's got a voice online? And how do we fix the cracks that are so obvious in our society?
Big questions for sure. Well, we've gone through the good, the bad, the controversies, and that second act that nobody saw coming.
Yeah.
But here's something for you to think about. Knowing everything we know now, what will this second term look like?
Yeah.
And how will it affect his legacy, which is already incredibly complicated? Something worth considering.
Definitely.